Next up is the main man himself, Jimmy Dax.
Jeez. Yeah, I won't sing. I'm officially an adult. Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my beautiful wife, Michelle, and I, thank you all so much for the effort you all went to be here with us. It really means more than we can say. A big thank you to my brother Brian and my brother-in-law Martin for speaking so well on behalf of both their families. We would like... Mikey! He's telling me shut up, I'd say. We would like to give a special mention to those who travelled from afar to celebrate with us. Michelle's cousins who travelled from the USA and the UK, and of course my groomsman and great friend JP, who came all the way from Sydney with his family. It was a huge ask. Thanks to everybody. We would also like to express our gratitude to the staff and management of Hotel Doolin for all their help. The place was class. No cocks. There are some special people who are unfortunately not with us. Michelle's dad Mick and my own parents Anna and Eddie are very sadly missed. Michelle's dad passed away 7 years ago, and although I didn't know him, the stories I've heard are enough to tell me that he was a brilliant man. I disappeared for a couple of hours Wednesday morning and went for a drive of my own. Michelle doesn't know this now. But I drove to Kinvara in Galway, where Michelle's dad is laid to rest. I couldn't ask him for his blessing to marry his daughter, so instead, Wednesday morning, I stood with him by his resting place for just a few minutes. I made a promise to him that I would love, respect, and take care of his beautiful daughter for the rest of my life, and it's a promise I'll never ever break. I'd say Donald Trump would have cried at that. Yeah. This one is a bit funny, all right? So my father was lucky enough to meet Michelle, and there's a funny story around the first time he met her. It was out of my brother Brian's house. Michelle and I were visiting, and Brian poured her a glass of wine. Then after a while, he poured her another glass of wine. And then quite soon after that, Michelle reluctantly agreed to allow Brian pour her another glass of wine. After my father saw the third glass being poured, he turned to me and said, "She's perfect for you, kid." My mother never met Michelle, but there isn't a doubt in my mind that she would have loved her, and they would have been great friends. I had parents who were the kind of people who valued manners and integrity over anything else, and it makes me very proud that Michelle shares those same values. I owe a lot to my parents, and it's because of my upbringing that I'm standing here beside a beautiful woman that I love so much. Three very important people are very deeply missed, but also very deep in our thoughts today and every day. On to the boys. I'm very proud to have John Paul, my brothers Pat and Brian, and my best man Roy here by my side. They've all played a key role in my life, with JP being a great friend on and off the rugby pitch for many years. JP was my partner in crime in around the Limerick hospitality scene for many, many years. I honestly don't think there was a weekend or a pub that was missed over 10 years, I'd say. He's a brilliant friend, and I probably haven't stopped laughing since he came home from Sydney 2 weeks ago. Top man, John Paul. Thank you. I actually went to JP's wedding in Sydney a few years back, and it was easier to get to Sydney than it was. I nearly missed the wedding. It was mental. Long story. I'll tell you later in the pub. Anyway, long story. Right. As my brothers, Pat and Brian were my first friends in life, and we spent every minute together as kids. There were many broken arms, split heads, and stitches between us, but I suppose playing full contact rugby, using a 3-litre bottle of TK red lemonade as a ball, on tarmac that was sometimes covered in bits of coal will do that. Our childhood was brilliant, and I couldn't have shared it with two better boys. Thanks, lads. My best man, Roy, great friend, was my sidekick during our days in Munchins College, and our friendship goes back 32 years. We sat beside each other from first year to sixth year, and even though every day was brilliant crack, there isn't a doubt in my mind that if I sat somewhere else, I definitely would have got 600 points. Without a doubt. Yeah. I had to settle for 575, but Roy is a great man. Roy is a great man who also had great respect for my parents and was always welcome in our house when we were growing up. And it's things like that that make a huge difference. Thanks for everything, boys. Thank you. The four beautiful bridesmaids, Fiona, Myrna, Ursula and Margaret, are Michelle's sisters, and they look stunning. Whoa, did I miss it? 1 second now. Oh, I did. I need to go back in a second, yeah. Right, so the four lovely... Apologies, I just made a mess there. Right. Michelle has always had great support and friendship from her sisters, and it is an honour to have them here by our side. Ladies, we really would be lost without you, because you have all been a great help to us, not just supporting Michelle with wedding planning, because I did very little, to be honest, but of course the brilliant hen party too, and really since Mikey was born and when we moved house. So on behalf of Michelle and I, thanks very much, girls. Yeah. And how can we forget the junior bridesmaids as well? Ellen and Mary, massive cheer for them. I missed something. I don't know how I missed it. Probably nerves or something like that, I suppose. Just a big thank you to Father Derek for celebrating our wedding earlier. He celebrated a beautiful mass. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Derek. He loves a drop of Jägermeister, so if you see him at the bar in a while. This is in reference to a very important person. Today is such a happy day in my life, not just because I married a beautiful woman, but also because I'm married into a lovely family, of which I am proud to now officially be a part. I've always felt hugely welcomed by Michelle's family, and her mother Mary is without a doubt one of the nicest people I've ever met. The best cook, Jesus. Mary, from you right down to the youngest grandchild, our little boy Mikey, your whole family is full of just lovely people, and I'm a very lucky man. You're an incredible grandmother to Mikey, and even though he can't really tell you yet, Michelle and I know he loves you very much, just like all your grandkids do. You've been an incredible support to Michelle and I, and we can never thank you enough for everything you've done. Unbelievable. Thanks, Mary. Love you. Okay, so I also want to thank Pat and Brian and their families for making Michelle feel so welcome and part of the Doran family long before today. We both want to particularly thank my sister-in-law Marilla and my niece Roberta for their unbelievable kindness to Mikey since he was born. And Dara, go on. Okay. Now we move on to the most important part of the speech. I'm so happy to be able to stand here in front of the people we love with my beautiful wife, Michelle. Since I met her, I've been on the best journey ever. Nearly 4 Nearly 4 years ago, we were set up on a date. There were 3 people involved in the date. My friend Audrey, her sister Elaine, and Michelle's sister Margaret. 3 of them. The Tinder sisters. The most complicated date ever, like. But Michelle and I had our first date in Tom Collins's in town, and I was late. I was 15 minutes late or something, but start doesn't mean to go on, I suppose. As soon as I saw Michelle, I was interested. Anyway, after the first date, there were a few more dates, and after that, it was fairly soon when I knew I had a star on my arm. I fell in love with Michelle when we were on our first trip to Kilkee together. Just seeing her so happy and smiling all day in a place she loved was just beautiful. That day, I was in my favourite place with my favourite person. Michelle, everything changed for the better when I met you. You've been a source of friendship, support and love, Michelle, throughout our relationship, and I cannot ask for a better person to travel through life with. We have filled in so much over the last year and a half. I did, sorry. We got married today, October. We moved into our dream home, and almost 18 months ago, you gave me the greatest gift a man can ever receive when you gave birth to Mikey, our beautiful, blonde-haired, blue-eyed boy. Every day seeing you give him all your effort means everything. It is such a beautiful thing to see when Mikey wakes up every morning, because the first thing he does is give the world a big huge smile and look for you. It's just a shame that he wakes up in the middle of the night. The first thing he does is cry and look for me.
Yeah, right.
Mikey is growing up to be a star just like his mammy. I'm so proud to call him my son, and equally proud that you are his mother. We have the happiest home that is made even happier by hearing Mikey's laugh every single day. Michelle, I'm so lucky to have you by my side and to be able to share this life with you. I cannot wait to see the happiest of times and even the challenges that are ahead for us. There are a lot of people I love in this world, Michelle, but nobody comes close to you and Mikey. And I promise to be there for you both for the rest of my life. I love you.